It's billed as a major milestone in assuring long-term fiscal stability for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Governor Tom Wolf recently signed legislation to reform the state's pension system for new hires. Pension reform has been a top priority for more than a decade for the Allegheny Conference on Community Development, which co-produces this program. But it would never have happened had it not been for a bipartisan public and private commitment to get the job done. Representative Mike Turzai is back with us. He's Speaker of the House in Pennsylvania. Welcome. Good to see you.
Oh, Bill, great to be here.
Yeah.
And great to be with Jenn.
And Jenn Beer, Senior Director of Government Affairs with the Greater Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce, back with us as well. Good to see you both. And congratulations to you both. This is a big deal for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Bill, it is. And we couldn't have done it with our good friends at the Allegheny Conference and the Greater Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. Strong advocates for public pension reform. And we were blessed to put a coalition together. As you know, the governor had vetoed our first public pension reform bill in June of 2015, along with full privatization. And then we had to go back to the drawing table. And we had put together a proposal in June of 2016 that we sent over to the Senate. It was a hybrid proposal. The Senate didn't really like our version. They were working on a version that came over to the House that did not pass. So we had to get everybody back to the table. And what happened was moving new hires to 3 options on defined contribution plans. One can be a full defined contribution plan, and you
that's like a 401k.
Yeah, like a 401k.
Thing, right? You see that in the private sector.
You're absolutely right.
So you could have sort of that option.
Yes, and you get a higher, like you would get you would take 7% of your salary towards that, and the state would match it by 3.25%.
Okay, not a bad deal.
So not a bad deal. It's certainly competitive with the private sector. There are 2 others that have a defined benefit, which is a pension type component. It's much less than what the current system provides. And you would also have a defined contribution plan. You as a new hire would have to pick one of those 3.
Okay. But over the long run, obviously, the government presumably would save money by
significant dollars over time. Yes.
And Jenn, I know, working personally for the Allegheny Conference now for almost 16 years. This was at the top of the agenda when I started. And why? Why does a business community care so much about the state of state pensions?
Well, because it pulls the money from almost anything else that you want to do, whether you're a taxpayer, you're a public school teacher, a public school student, anybody that sees state money in their everyday life. This pension obligation was pulling from that instead of going to other investments.
So as the pension bill keeps rising, school districts have less money to spend somewhere else. The legislature has less money to spend, or ways to cut taxes and do other things they might want to do, right?
That's right, yep.
And really a ballooning obligation for the state?
Oh, absolutely. I believe this year, the 2 systems combined, it was close to or even over $70 billion.
$70 billion,
yes.
My goodness.
Yeah, and you know, Bill, if you go back in 2007, 2008, we were contributing to both systems, the school employees retirement system and the state employees retirement system, annually $670 million out of our budget. In this upcoming 17-18 budget, we are going to be contributing $4.3 billion. So in 10 years' time, we have increased from $670 million to $4.3 billion.
Wow, and so that has to squeeze anything else you want to do from a policy standpoint.
Any growth you might have in terms of revenue from personal income tax, sales tax, business taxes, that's where it's going.
And so this should make a meaningful difference over time?
Absolutely. We believe Senate Bill 1 is not only meaningful but historic reform. It hit on a lot of the key principles that the business community had been advocating on over a number of years. It helps with cost predictability. It helps with the increase in risk sharing, which was really important between the employee and the taxpayer. And it still provides very adequate retirement security for the beneficiaries.
But you also managed to get Democrats and Republicans to work this out.
Yes, we had almost every Republican in the House. I think out of 121 Republicans, we had 118. On the Democratic side, I think we picked up, we had 143 total, so about 25 Democrats joined us in that vote, which we were pleased. And you know, a good number of them, certainly my good friend Harry Reachaw and some others here from the southwestern part of Pennsylvania. And you know, that's a veto-proof number.
So those were critical milestones.
And Bill, if I could just add, we would not be sitting here today if it was not for our public sector leadership. Notably, Speaker Turzai, his colleague in the House, Leader Reid, Senators Corman and Scarnati. But I think it's really a testament to having people like the Speaker from our region who are in these positions and able to be in Harrisburg, really shaping and impacting this public policy dialogue. And this pension legislation is just the latest example.
Just a few seconds left.
Yeah, I just have to say it was a team effort, and you couldn't do it without the conference and the chamber. They're very articulate, they're persistent, and they have great relationships with members, and it's always professional, always professional.
Well, congratulations. I know this is a lot of work over a lot of years and a great milestone for Pennsylvania. Speaker of the House Mike Turzai, Jenn from the Greater Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. Thank you both so much.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you, Jenn.
Thank you, Speaker.
And we'll be back with more of our region's business right after this. Stay with us.